Hello, hello. Welcome to Audio Addiction. It is your boy, Brandon. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for chilling. I am like a minute late, but hey, we're here. So thanks for vibing with us over the past couple weeks. We have been doing Boys Planet uh, groups. We did the whole Boys Planet series of show. So we'll be covering more of the groups that followed Boys Planet on Wednesdays until we run out of groups. So pretty excited about this one. We are getting into new music tonight, which I have not checked out, so I'm stoked. Very nice, very nice. Kaylee, hello. Sarah, hello. Thank you for sending that over. Kala, hello. Um, Thanks for sending me that over last night, Sarah. I saw it. I was like, oh shit, I gotta read that. So very cool, very cool. Excited, excited, excited. We have some fun stuff planned for tonight. Connie, hello. We have Up Tension, very nice. Which is the first group I think that we are covering tonight. I don't know if this is in chronological order, but very nice. Unhi, hello, hello. Sarah says you got it. It was I was stressed because I got out of work right as stream started. Hey, there you go. Good timing. Chronological, yes. Okay, very cool. All right. I do have the PowerPoint pulled up. It just says Sarah had messaged me. They said, getting this to you early, blah, blah, blah. For our first Boys Planet group, we are looking at Up Tension, who debuted on September 10th of 2015, including Boys Planet contestants Lee Hwan-hee and Lee Dong-yeol, under stage name Jiao. They've been quite expansive discography, so we'll only be getting to them today. The playlist contains all of their Korean title tracks, and the last three videos being Japanese title tracks for ease. Thank you for the ease of editing. The only slides you'll need for the stream are 137 and 138. Okay, perfect. All right, all right. Let's see. No Santa says, listen here. I don't know what an up tension is, but I do know I have a tension headache. Oh God, that's not good. Well, hopefully you feel better. No Santa. Connie says, oh my God, I remember listening to Up Tension when I got into K-pop. I also watch a lot of their variety content. Ooh, okay, very good. Well, I expect both you and Sarah to give me the information, please. So, very excited. You're gonna have to let me know, Sarah, when we need to. I guess we'll start off with the PowerPoint because that's probably easiest. Um, all right. Pre-debut or pre-Boys Planet. Many of these trainees on Boys Planets had debuted prior to the show, whether in groups, solo, or through survival shows. The following section of the PowerPoint will be dedicated to all these debuts in chronological order. Very nice. Hello, Biscuit. Gunky says, I don't know much about their music. Neither do I. So we're doing it. All right. This is Up Tensions. The trainees are, as I mentioned, Lee Hwan-hee and Lee Dong-yeol. Debut date September 10th, and their company was TOP Media or Top Media. I don't know how it's pronounced, but I figured it'd be a little acronym. But all right, cool. Well, I think that's 137, 138. So that's that's all I'll be doing. But we're gonna switch it over to their music. Sarah says not technically disbanded, but all members have left the company. Ooch. All right. Well, we're gonna listen to Up Tension. We're starting off with their song "So Dangerous." Then we'll be moving on to "Catch Me," "Attention," "Tonight," "White Knight," "Runner," "Going Crazy," "Candyland," "So Beautiful," "Blue Rose," "Your Gravity," "Light," "Spinoff," "Crazy About You," "What If Love," ID, Wild Love, and Chaser, I would assume are the Japanese releases. So very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Cool. I think it might be time to get into their music, which is arguably about as quick as I've gotten into a group like this. So very nice. Very nice. Kaylee says, Sarah, I wasn't paying attention. Are we doing full deep dives of all these groups? You're ready to go. Okay, perfect. I would guess just based off of again how big or small the groups are, I'd imagine the if there are smaller groups, then I imagine we probably could do two in one stream. This one has 18 videos, so you know, pretty standard to where we're normally at for video playlists. So I'd imagine Sarah's used their wits to put them together, if I had to guess. But all right, cool. Well, let's get into So Dangerous. I'm excited to hear what they sound like. So let's give them a spin. Hmm.
So sexy, let me catch my breath. 주물러오는 듯한 묘한 손짓. Color so damn sexy, make me lose my mind. 빛을 머금은 듯한 눈이 부신 skin. 쏟아져 나오는 adrenaline. 평범을 거부한 눈빛이 make me hot. 코끝을 자극하는 향기는 점점 이 어둠을 따라 짙어간다. More, more, more. 와글와글 꼬인 짐승들. 저침을 잃는 어린 짐승들. 모두 들어라. 우리가 아닌 경고다. 그냥 머리칼 하나 손가락 하나 건드리지 마. 모두 물러나. 모두 물러나.
Cool. Good chorus.
너는 모를 거야 어둠 속에서 몰라 틈을 노린 수백 개의 눈. 자 이제는 줄을 가려야 할 시간. 덤벼라 쉬한 날 already know the winner baby. 멈추지 못하는 내 심장의 beat. 찾을 수 없는 너 치명적 fantasy. 이 밤이 지나가면 끝이 널 알아. 소 어둠이 달아나기 전에 more and more and more. 와글와글 꼬인 짐승들. 저침을 잃는 어린 짐승들. 모두 비켜라 이게 마지막 경고다. 여기 그림자 나 머리카락 하나 보이지 마라. 모두 물러나. 모두 물러나. 모두 물러나. Baby 이렇게 가는 건 너무 위험해. You're driving me crazy. 나를 끄는 본능 또 다른 나를 깨워. 거부할 수 없는 나. You made me lose control. So dangerous. 모든 빛은 가려두고 여기서 너의 곁에 머물게 해줘. 달빛을 켜 나에게만 어서 숨겨둔 네 맘을 보여줘. No. So dangerous.
Woo. Cool final chorus. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna go back. I gotta go back to the full squad here. All right, cool. This was UP10TION and their song "So Dangerous." If you're joining us for, I guess technically Boys Planet Part 4, but I'm just gonna say UP10TION's deep dive. Um, this was fun. I definitely like this again, not being really familiar with the group prior, other than knowing two of the members from Boys Planet. I felt like this was really good. I love the chorus. I think that chorus definitely is one of the strongest parts of the song, if not the strongest part of the song. Um, I really thought it was catchy. It's got a good hook to it. I was a little surprised though. I feel like this song definitely has like obviously a very strong like EDM electronic feel to it. So I was kind of expecting maybe like a rap section, but it was mostly vocals. If I'm not, I mean, there was definitely some moments where maybe there was like some fast talking, but I don't know if there's like a dedicated rapper in UP10TION or not. But I was a little surprised, and I think surprised in a good way. I want us to be. I mean, I love obviously rappers in K groups, but I didn't feel like it was necessary. Like it was definitely some moments where I was like, "Ooh, you know what? I think it would have been cool to have that." But I like the way that they kind of went about this song. It still keeps a lot of high energy, and I think in replace of where I feel like maybe the rap sections could have been, I think they replaced it really with really good vocals. So I taking the positive with the negative here. So definitely appreciate that a ton. The bridge was super fun too. I really liked how they kind of dialed it back a little bit, but really gave a lot of good moments for like vocal pop offs and stuff to really sell that final chorus if you needed it to be sold to you. But yeah, I thought it was good. I was surprised. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 members, which again makes sense maybe for their name a little bit. But I thought they were all incredible. Like I said, I'm curious to see if there's people that I pick out or that I like a lot in this group. Um, Whoever is doing like that last pop off at the end. Let me see if I can find the spot. There's somebody who's absolutely crushing that like final bridge section before they got into that last chorus. I don't know who it was. Maybe it was around here. It's whoever this is. He crushed it. So Sarah or Connie, if you know who this is, let me know. But this was incredible. I think this was a really good debut, honestly. So I don't know. I again maybe, you know, I don't know how well people feel like this aged. Jin Hyuk. Oh, thank you, Jazz. I don't know how well people feel like this song aged. I know it came out in around 2015. But I feel like it aged pretty well, in my opinion. So, I think this is good. I liked it. Definitely good starting basis. I'm curious to see again over the next couple 17, 18 songs that we hear. I'm curious to see how much they grow. So, Connie said he's a former member now. Oof. Yikes. All right. Well, I've had that happen before. So we'll see. We'll see if he stays that way or if something happens. But Connie says, "Wow, this is so nostalgic for me." And we have not done Pentagon. I feel like I would have remembered Pentagon at least more so in the Boys Planet deep dives that we did in previous weeks. But I feel like we've done B-sides of Pentagon stuff, but we have not checked out Pentagon in full, to my knowledge. Again, I feel like we have not, but could be a fever dream for sure. But Jazz says, "Hey y'all, Jazz, hello, thanks for coming through, appreciate it." All right, cool, good start. I'd say this is a good starting point. I'm curious to see again how it's gonna be rocked here. So, all right, well, we're gonna keep it moving here. The next one is "Catch Me," so check it out.
손가락 꽉 잡아 출발해 지금부터
Okay.
여기부터 입술이 탐나는 사람 여기부터라 엉덩이가 예쁜 남자 좋아하면 붙어라 머리부터 발끝까지 갖고 싶어 미칠걸 빠져들면 나올 수 없어 다짐해 날부터 갖춰 내가 좀 아는데 그녀도 진짜 멋을 알아 딴 애들은 갱들 러리 난 제대로 알아봤어 그녀의 럭셔리 당김없이 쭉쭉 밀어 미로 속에서 나만 믿어 말 같으면 나가다 그 손만 나가니까 I'm gonna knock you out 1, 2, 3
Ooh,
여기 여기부터라
I like this. It was cool too.
심장이 쿵했어 소문대로 완벽했어 내 거야 심했어 너를 갖고 양말겠어 네가 좋아하는 말이야 사탕 발린 말이 아니야 누가 봐도 넌 머리부터 발끝까지 와우 완벽한 틈으로 들어가 널 위한 품으로 들어와 손끝이 널 향해 못 참겠어 네 거야 Hold up 장난은 여기까지 멘트 좀 치면서 자연스럽게 다가가지 네 옆에 앉아서 맘 내키는 대로 퐁당퐁당 돌도 던지고 해뜰 때까지 위 퍼리퍼리 날 날이 따라 내일이 불고 더 찰 생각에 또 짜릿짜릿 상처만 주고 쥐지 하나 드라마 같이 흘러넘치는 네 매력에 또 아찔아찔 모두 네 곁에 머물렀어 다 똑같은 생각에 떠날 생각이 없어 계속 흔들리는 네 허리 My honey 포대접 파지는 my you got to hurry 당김없이 쭉쭉 밀어 미로 속에서 나만 믿어 말 같으면 나가다 그 손만 나가니까 I'm gonna knock you out 1, 2, 3 랄라라랄랄라 여기 여기부터라 3, 2, 1 랄라라랄랄라 그녀를 나 갖겠어 심장이 쿵했어 소문대로 완벽했어 내 거야 심했어 너를 갖고 양말겠어 내게로 가 남들 눈치 보지 말고
interesting bridge.
널 뺏기기 전에 여기 여기부터라 그녀를 나 갖겠어 랄라라랄랄라 여기 여기부터라 랄라라랄랄라 그녀를 나 갖겠어 심장이 쿵했어 소문대로 완벽했어 내 거야 심했어 너를 갖고 양말겠어
All right, very cool. This is UP10TION and their song "Catch Me." If you're joining tonight, thanks for joining. Appreciate you. This was fun. This was also another fun one. I was kind of curious if they were gonna keep a similar sound, and I don't know if maybe these two songs were in a similar proximity to each other in terms of release time frame, or if this is just kind of like their bread and butter, what type of sound that they have. But I thought it was very good. Another great chorus. I feel like what I've noticed about them is they've had some really fun choruses, and this one is another one that I really enjoyed. I love their ensemble vocals. I feel like when you have, I would assume it's 10 members, as I counted before. I feel like they do a great job of making it feel like you have a good ensemble cast of vocalists, and they do a great job of kind of like mixing them in very well, especially again in those choruses. I think that's where a large majority of that focus is on. So I love that. I think there's some really good harmony points in there too as well. So I feel like it's overarching. It's a good vibe, and I think they do a great job of like giving the members in the group a little bit more spotlight in that capacity. So I appreciate that. I did like that there was like more of a dedicated like rap section in this song. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good starting point. I definitely liked it. Curious to see obviously how it grows and kind of formulates more into their discography and their sound. But I thought, first instance, I thought it was very good. Um, Something else I also noticed, especially more so on this one and maybe not as much the last song, but I noticed they utilize like a lot of like Phrygian, like Egyptian style like scales, which I thought was really interesting. I know a lot of like groups like Blackpink. Honestly, anything that's like Teddy has done, I think includes a lot of Phrygian scale, which is very interesting. I don't know if that like again is more of their intention to do that stylization of music, but I think it works out really well, and I love how it's kind of paired up against like those really interesting like more boombastic big synth sounds. I thought it was really fun. There's like a little bit of like good horns in this one or saxophone, I can't really tell. um but I thought it was really interesting like sort of horn sections in this song as well too, kind of meshed up with like the interesting scale. So I think musically it was also very intriguing as well. But each song, like I said, I've enjoyed both of them very much. I feel like maybe there is a little bit more room for like maturity, and I'm sure obviously as we get into more current songs, I think that that sound will probably grow for them. But I'm curious to see how much they kind of evolve and change. But overall, I've liked both songs that we've listened to so far. So I feel like this is a good indicator for sure. So Connie says that UP10TION has 3 former members, but they all left the group for not bad reasons. So you won't have to worry if you like them. That's good. Well, I'm glad it was on good terms, hopefully as well too. But um, I feel like I feel like oftentimes you find people like you getting removed from groups for other reasons, or and again, if the situation's serious enough, I'm glad that they are taking accountability for it. But if this was on their own terms, then also a good thing as well. Hopefully the guys are keeping up with each other. But very nice. Like I said, both songs been vibing. Good vibes here so far. So very nice, very nice. All right. Well, we're gonna keep it moving. The next one is Attention. So let's check it out.
Attention, I got something wanna say. Just gotta let you know, girl. You're so wonderful. 나랑 둘이 있을 땐 전화긴 좀 내려놔. 대체 누구길래 정말 몇 시간째 혹시 남자인 걸까? 자꾸 신경이 쓰여. 너랑 친구 관계 이제 더는 못해. 맘에 안 들어. 네가 아직 날 못 알아보는 게 헤매는 게. 내 말 잘 들어. 지금 이 말은 내가 너를 좋아하고 있다고. 대답해봐. 네 맘에 내가 있잖아. 나 아닌 다른 건 네 맘에서 다 지워봐. 못되지 마. 그렇게 나만 바라봐.
This got a great groove to it.
나한테만 집중해. 어떤 남자 꿈에 그려왔던지. 너의 그 남자 내가 되어줄게. 이미 나를 다 안다고 생각한데도 너 남자로 볼 땐 또 다를까. 맘에 안 들어. 너의 곁에서 한 걸음 떨어져서 걷는 게. 내 말 잘 들어. 이제 웃으며. 난 남자에게 오빠라고 하지 마. 대답해봐. 네 맘에 내가 있잖아.
Another great chorus.
다른 건네 맘에서 다 지워봐. 못되지 마. 그렇게 나만 바라봐. 다른 데 보지 마. 지금부터 나한테만 집중해. 잠깐 넌 내맘 몰랐더니 진짜 이보다 어떻게 나 티를 더 냅니까. 답답해도 말 돌리지 않을게. 날 택하든지 정아닌지 응답해줘 이제. 전부 다 챙겨줄게 무슨 대에. 잠들기 전에 우리 통화도 꼭 매일 해. 이리 와 나를 봐. 여기 네 앞에 날 두고 딴 생각하지 마. 대답해봐. 네 맘에 내가 있잖아. 너 역시 나와
Nice. Ooh. Very nice. All right. This was UP10TION and their song Attention. Very nice. Very nice. Sarah says, everything about UP10TION's music and MVs is what I love about their gen groups. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll kind of echo that in a similar sort of fashion. I feel like this one is my favorite so far. And I think, arguably, I think this might be a very hard one to beat for me. In terms of favorites, I just love the vibe. I think that most times, like if I'm bobbing my head or feeling it, or I'm getting into the groove, like that's how I probably enjoy a good song. And I think this one baseline already was great starting off, and I think it kind of snowballs and gets better and better as the song kind of progresses. So this has a great build. I think the members did a fantastic job in this one as well. The vocals sounded incredible. Like I think it almost feels like a step up above from the previous two songs in such a great way. I think they really pushed themselves a little bit more, but like still kept it pretty like cool, calm, and collected. So I think it was a good kind of mix of both, where there is a little bit of strain, but it's not like crazy. It's like the perfect amount. I love the horns in this song. I feel like that was really what, on top of just like really great songwriting, I feel like that horn section, you just can't go wrong with a good like horn section. So I love that. The beat was fun, like that, like really fun drum rhythm was cool too. And like, I just think the overall production of the song was really incredible. And I think they obviously knew where, certain things need to hit and pop a little bit more. So I definitely appreciate that a ton. The rapping in this was also really fun. I love like the charisma between the two or three members that were doing the rap section closer to that like bridge section was really incredible. There was a few people that I liked vocally. I'm trying to think if I can find the spot here on the preview here. I don't know if I'll be able to find it or not. Shit. Was it him? There's definitely somebody in this song that I like instantly connected with, that I really appreciated. I did like whoever the rapper is here. He was also really sick. That, like, to start off the rap, he was incredible. But there was definitely a vocalist in here that I'm like severely blanking on. I feel bad. Was it him? I feel like that I'll find out if there's someone that hopefully it's the same person. I don't know, but yeah, all the vocals were really incredible. Like I said, the ensemble cast was incredible. I think it really, again, goes to show having that 10 members really does do these songs super well. And kind of a similar comment I made about the previous song, I feel like they do a really great job of like staggering out the vocals to kind of have more of a larger than life sort of feel to them. So I really appreciate that a ton. But this one was just so light, super fun, really catchy. It's got a great hook to it. So I feel like this one is, gonna rank amongst the top ones tonight for me, at least. I wouldn't even be surprised. There might be some that might be better in terms of what I like, but I definitely like it. Connie says, I think the rapper you like is Bit2. Okay, very nice. Thank you. Yeah, he was awesome. I'll definitely have to check out. Be a little bit more look out for him. So very nice, very nice, very nice. Yeah, like I said, this one's a top track for sure. So all right. Well, we're doing well. The next one is tonight, so let's keep it moving. We're moving and grooving tonight, so let's give it a listen. I am rolling tonight. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Very bright. I like this.
Come here where you at, girl. Every time everybody comes up. 가슴이 너무 두근거려 너를 볼 때면 하루 종일 생각나서 난 참기 힘들어 네가 원하던 말던 네가 허락하던 말던 까짓거 질러볼까 끝까지 가볼까 우리 쏟아지는 별빛을 보며 아무 말 없이 떠나기로 했잖아 Alright 나만 믿어줘 right 걱정만 해도 괜찮아 아무도 몰래 시비를 봐 오랜만에 둘이서 멀리 도망쳐볼까 들키지 않게 시비를 봐 모두가 잠든 후에 저질러버릴 거야 Do that right 질투니 밤 지금 내 눈에는 너무 예쁘니까 널 갈래 말래 딱 정해 나 원래 그래 다 정해 Wake up 세상이 잠든 시간에 내가 널 데리러 가게 신나게 Let's dance at the floor 오늘 우리 둘이 아름다운 밤이야 오늘이 바로 딱이야 수평선이 펼쳐진 그곳 Oh yeah 아무도 방해하지 않을걸 안 된다고 말하면 안 돼 절대 빈말이 아니야 가자 오늘이 딱이야 아무 이유 없이 너 지칠 테면 모든 걸 잃고 달리기로 했잖아 Alright 나만 믿어줘 right 어서 따라와 괜찮아 괜찮아 아무도 몰래 시비를 봐 오랜만에 둘이서 멀리 도망쳐볼까 들키지 않게 시비를 봐 모두가 잠든 후에 저질러버릴 거야 기분이 좋아지는 밤 솔직하게 말해봐 이 밤의 끝을 잡아봐 달빛에 속삭여봐 아주 캄캄해진 밤이 너무 답답해진 마음이 불을 지펴봐 대답해줘 갈 거야 말 거야 가슴이 설레 시비도 봐
Oh, that was cool.
같이 별을 세볼까 들키지 않게 시비를 봐 모두가 잠든 후에 저질러버릴 거야 우리 텐션이 올라져 하늘 위로 baby Come on 오늘은 나도 몰라 그냥 갈 거야 baby So worry my baby 소리쳐봐 say yeah 괜찮아 나만 믿어 나의 lady 걱정은 내일에 오늘은 너와 나 단둘이서만
Wow. All right. All right. All right. This was UP10TION's song Tonight. If you're hanging out for the UP10TION deep dive, thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Okay, I was gonna say this is giving summer songs, so I'm glad it's like, you know, it's August 4th is when it came out, so you know, giving summer song vibes. Perfect song for this time of year if you live, you know, in the States. You know, I feel like this one's the vibe for sure. But man, this was also so much fun. I think this one was a little bit more unexpected just because, like, if I'm going off of the pretense of their debut, I'm like, man, this is like tonally so different, but I still feel like it is UP10TION to 100% of a degree. But I really enjoyed this song a ton. And I will say the vocals on this is what really stands out to me. Like, again, I know that they have 10 members, but like the like bright, summery, major key vibes, I feel like come out a little bit more. They were definitely pushing themselves like range wise as well too. There was just like a lot of good, like a little bit of good belting, I think, as well as that some really good like harmonies, like a little bit of falsetto tone as well. So I think it was a good combination of that. I definitely appreciate like the kind of combination of like I feel like this one felt like more of a natural occurrence of having like rap in their songs, and then as well as adding like good hooks as well. So I think they did a really great job of measuring those two and really fitting in the rap sections and, keeping up with that like high energy, but then matching it with like some really great vocal tones. So definitely appreciate that a ton. The instrumentation on this was incredible too. Shout outs to whoever did the production for this. They did a phenomenal job. I loved, again, the horn section. The drumming was super like punchy. It was also bright as well too, and I liked a lot of that. Like snare hits were so much fun, and I think obviously you could tell like it's just a very lively track, and I think they did a great job of celebrating that. Certainly, I would also probably put this up amongst my favorites as well. I was kind of expecting a little bit low key in that like last chorus. I thought for sure they were gonna hit us with a key change because like you had that like snare build a little bit, and I thought for sure, man, they're really kind of like building to a key change, and I was a little surprised they didn't, but I mean, I get it, I feel like if they added a key change, it would have been nuts, but I feel like it was really really good. There was definitely moments of this song that I was like trying to figure out like vibe wise what it was giving me, and I would probably put this in a similar lane to that of Bruno Mars's Treasure. It kind of gives that sort of vibe, like that with that guitar work, like the drumming, like the really dry but like punchy drums. It's kind of giving those types of vibes, and like the way that his voice and like the backing vocals that he has on that song too. I can definitely hear a little bit of like shared musical interest in that. So I definitely love, which by the way, I love Bruno Mars's Treasure. That's a phenomenal song. So I feel like I can put this in the Hall of Fames of that type of music. So I definitely, like I said, I would agree with Gunky. This is a very playlist worthy song. So would definitely be hucking this on the playlist 100% sure as well too. Gunky says this is my favorite song so far, going on my playlist, and then they followed it up and said the album is called Summer Go. Not that I needed to tell me, but it's a summer song. I was gonna say, I feel like that is a very fitting album for a very fitting song that sounds very summerishy. So, not absolutely nailed it on the head for sure on that one. So very cool. Jazz says I see it in reference to my Bruno Mars comment, and Sarah says that's exactly what I was thinking. Hey, listen, it's a banger. It's a banger for sure. So very nice. We're back to back bangers, which is tough. I feel like I'm very easy to please, but I feel like when you get me rolling on a good song, I can vibe out. But yeah, these two back to back were incredible. So great stuff. Definitely gonna have to be throwing Summer Go on for sure. So Sarah says, Brendan, you can't hog the brain cell on Boys Planet Night. That's fun. I think this is maybe the far and few times that we share a brain cell. So I felt very, it felt very close, So love to see it. But anyway, we shall keep it moving. The next one tonight is White Knight, which I'm curious to hear this one sound. So let's give it a listen. Ooh, that synth trail was wild. I was thinking, is that so me? Like,
넌 매번 또 check 널 잡으려 애써도 누가 널 뺐어 널 갖고 말겠어 쉽지 않아 이런 건 사랑이라면 너 말고 누군도 모르게 거짓말 같던 세상에서 건네줘 네 빛으로 baby 아무 말도 하지마 baby 그냥 내게 오면 돼 baby 다 끝나도 난 아직도 왜 같아 내게 빠진 내 맘은 하얗게 불타버렸어 아무것도 없어 다 버렸어 남은 건 하나 오직 너뿐이야 넌 나의 마지막 까맣게 불타버렸어 아무것도 없이 다 버렸어요 이만 멈추려 하지마 간절한 내 맘 불완전하니까 이거 쓰러지기 직전에 젠가 그녀를 사랑하는 것도 젠가 인정해 넌 이겼어 나의 모든 걸 사로잡았어 이글거리는 내 심장 네 거니까
Ooh.
하얗게 불타버렸어 아무것도 없어 다 버렸어요 나는 건 하나 오직 너뿐이야 넌 나의 마지막 끝나지마 끝까지마 끝까지마 너니까 이만 멈추려 하지마
All right, very cool. This was UP10TION and their song White Night if you're hanging out. I think also to check off the list, I think this is the first like hockey themed MV I think I've seen in K land. I feel if there's others we've watched, I'd be curious, but I genuinely feel like this might have been the first one that I've seen. So very interesting, very interesting. Um, this was definitely more. I feel like they had gone and done like a detour with the past two songs, and then I feel like they have come back to like their sound, with this one, which is not a bad thing. I think it was really nice. I like that they can kind of do a variety of different things. I feel like when you're a K group, I feel like you do have to do like a wide variety of different things. Sarah says, I think 90s Love by NCT was hockey themed. Uh, question mark. Kaylee says, there's NCT's 90s Love. I don't remember if we watched that. I don't think we did. I feel like I haven't seen hockey. I almost feel like I would have known if I saw it. I'll have to double check. We'll have to double check and see later on. I'm curious if actually, you know what? I am curious if I watched NDT's 90s Love now. If we did watch it, then that's just my fault for blanking. Let me see. NCT 90s Love. Oh, we did watch 90s Love. Holy shit. Well, this is the second one that I've seen, so I thought for sure I would have. Damn, that's crazy. I am a big fat liar. Yeah, holy shit. Damn, got called out. I respect that. Thank you, chat, for keeping it real. So, um, Jazz says, by the way, chat, can y'all skate? No, I can't. It depends on what type of skate. Are we talking like skateboarding or ice skating? Because I can't do either. So, and I just got called out for being a liar. So I'm not trying to pump the lies here. So, um, yeah, epic failure. You're right, Gunky. I just forgot. Hey, uh, Gunky says I would hurt myself in any form of skating. Hey, fair. Jazz says can't do either. Cal says barely. It's been too long. Sarah says depends on what type of skating. Except he says I can't do either. I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, I can skateboard. I just can't skateboard very well. You know what I mean? Like that's why I was asking. Or like roller skates. You know, hey, there's a couple different skating. You know. Kaylee says I like ice skating, but suck at it though. Kayla says used to ice skate with my best friend for years, but we were bad the whole time. So I feel like that's par for the course. That was like the only reason I say that was because like I used to be able to skateboard a little bit, and then I really love snowboarding. So, um, Sarah says Brandon can exist on a skateboard, but could couldn't be a member of Kickflip. No, I could not. No, could not for sure. I'm uh too white, so too Americanized. Gunky says my disability makes me a liability if I. Oh no, damn. Sorry, Gunky. Um, Cal says, can all the members of Kickflip do a kickflip? Who knows? If you know, let us know. Getting back to the song, I liked it. Like I said, I feel like I feel like they kind of took a little bit of a detour. You know, and I think that they came back to their original sound. Um, which I think is very interesting. You know, I like that kind of more like, you know, I like both sides of the coin where I feel like they do really interesting stuff on like songs that you wouldn't typically expect them to do, but I feel like in these types of songs they also do really well because like. You know, I think a lot of their bread and butter and the way that they stylize their music is that kind of way. So I definitely like this one a lot. I think maybe I'm just on the high of enjoying the two previous songs, but but this is really nice. The chorus is again really good. I liked the little like dance break section, which I wasn't really expecting, but I think it was cool. And then the storyline was wild. I feel like they took the hockey brawling outside of the dome to like just beating each other up over Somi, which is like insane to me. Uh Not that I feel like it's not vindicated in any way, but I just feel like for Envy that's just wild to just see them like come out of nowhere, beat the shit out of each other and be like, "Listen, Somi, I love you. You're the best." Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to be your boyfriend type thing. So, very interesting, very interesting. But beyond that, like I said, not too bad of a song. Enjoyed my time with this one. So very very cool. We did confirm it is Somi. Okay, so Jazz says Somi has made an appearance. Connie says Somi's so cute. And Sarah says Somi's so adorable. Also probably like 14, 15 years old here. And then I said my thing about the hockey. And Gungi says, I've seen football, soccer, and maybe baseball, no hockey until now. And blah, 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 blah. That was pretty much it. Okay, cool. Caught up. I wonder, yeah, that is true. Callus thing did wild, so I'd be curious if they actually can do it. 'Cause I would imagine they probably could, so. He says, I just just hit 50K. Should I redeem points to do a concert? I don't know how you speed run this. How do you do this? it's it genuinely shocks me. I feel like I say this every time, but I'm purely amazed at how fast you can get points. And Gunky says I've been quieter. Yeah, I was like, holy shit, my man's speed running. Connie says I'm waiting to hit 50Ks to request a shiny concert. Hey, let's go, let's go. Yeah, I can tell you I am not being bought or paid for by Gunky, so I would like to keep my hands clean. So, you know, that's all I'm saying here. Jazz says, but also who would you pick? That's true. That's true. But at least, I mean, you could be at the halfway point for a deep dive too. So that's up to your discretion. Um, Sarah says, "Yeah, Gonki, we want to know if we had to be." Oh man. All right. Well, while y'all discuss amongst, I'm gonna keep moving here. The next one is Runner. So excited. Let's check this one out. I'm stoked. Let's keep it moving.
Did you love me, lady? Anyway, I was so lonely. Ready now, 달리기 함께 시작해. 종소리 딱 들리면 전력 질주해. Cause around around. 내 페이스를 조절하고 싶은데 늘 앞서가는 나의 마음 따라가. 벌써 나는 지쳤나봐. 쉬어가고 싶어져. 한 번에 쏟아 버리고 바톤 터치하지마. 정해진 곳에 한 번뿐 완주해. Bring me down. 쉴 틈 없이 뛰고 뛰어. Bring me down. 내 심장은 running out. 가슴이 터질 듯해. 숨이 차올라 뛰는 것처럼 힘이 들어 baby. 가슴이 터질 듯해. 내 맘 이렇게 멀어지는 너를 잡고 있어. Down down. Follow me. 운명의 결승 라인. 여긴 어딘가 너와 나의 fantasy world.
Yeah. 똑같은 길만 대체 몇 바퀴 숨이 차 목폴라티와 청바지 어차피 널 향한 내 맘은 감출 수 없어. 왜 대체 너 말고 난 되는지도 I wonder.
네 손잡을 수 너난왜난 위험해. 너 작아져가는 모습은 싫어 도미노가 지도 좁히고 싶으니까 난 뒤로 뒤처지거나 그냥 못 지나쳐.
함께 흘렸던 땀들은 눈물로 날리고 끝이 보이기 시작해. 완주해.
Bring me down. 쉴 틈 없이 뛰고 뛰어. Bring me down. 내 심장은 running out. 가슴이 터질 듯해. 숨이 차올라 뛰는 것처럼 힘이 들어 baby.
가슴이 터질 듯해. 내 맘 이렇게 멀어지는 너를 잡고 있어.
Down down. Just hold on. 누구보다 빨랐던 너와 나와. 멈추고 싶은 건지.
조금만 더 버티면 나 승리하게 될까. 한 걸음만 쓰러지지 마. 내 손을 놓치지 마.
숨이 차올라 터질 것처럼 힘이 들어 baby. 내 손을 놓치지 마. 내 맘 이렇게 멀어지는 너를 잡고 있어. Down down.
변했어 너무 많은 게 변했어 여전히 넌 아닌 척해도 이젠 거친 심호흡이 필요해져 부디 마지막은 나에게 let me be there.
All right, very cool. This was UP10TION's Runner. If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. Youngie answered the question of who they would do. And it looks like I was thinking N Flying or IU. Ooh, those are both great choices. I like those. Those would be great. Yeah. Gunky says I have ideas, but we will see what I will do. And Gunky gifted us up to Connie. Oh, that's very sweet. Very nice, Gunky. I thought this was very cool. Instrumentally, there was definitely a song I had in mind that I was like, this feels similar to, or it has like a similar like vibe to it that I like can't unthink now. It was kind of giving me like Ellie Goulding's Burn. I don't know if that, like, again, maybe just because, again, in that sort of space of like electronic, like I feel like, I feel like it's common to find a little crossover there. But definitely was giving me that, or I forget. I know there's like an Ellie Goulding song. I don't know if it's Fire or Burn. I know that song. I have listened to it before, but let me see. Ellie Goulding. Is it Fire? No, I think it was Burn. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I had it right the first time. Um, but yeah, overall, I think like I think their songs that are typically in this genre, I think are very interesting. I almost feel like I almost feel like this song is a little safe. Like it feels very on the nose. Like it's like, okay, I have heard them do this before, and like, hey, listen, sometimes, you know, sometimes you want to do the same thing, and that's fine. You know, that's like nothing wrong with that. But there is definitely something about this song that I enjoyed it, but it's definitely something where I was like, ooh, okay, maybe I've heard like bits and pieces of this before, or like, or I'm like, okay, what are they trying to kind of establish differently that I'm like, I want them to kind of expand and do something different. And I feel like this song to me is like one of those ones where it is very good, it's very solid, but it's definitely one of those things where I almost expect it to kind of take on a different form or like kind of grow a little bit more. And I didn't really get that with this song. So, like I said, I think overall it's very solid. I just would have liked a little bit more experimentation. I think they do these types of songs very well. I would just love for it to be a little bit expanded, a little bit more idea wise. So, um, I would say this one is not a favorite of mine, but it's definitely one of those ones that, like, if it came on, I would probably give it a listen, but it isn't one that I particularly would seek out. Um, but I was just kind of hoping for a little bit more, and I don't feel like I necessarily got that, which, you know, happens from time to time. So, if this is your favorite, no offense to you. I hope you still love this song. You jam it all the time. But definitely not one for me. So we shall keep it moving. The next one we've got is looks like it is Going Crazy. So if this one isn't crazy, I'd be surprised. So let's give it a listen.
I got the view. 지금 옆에 있는 남자 노래도 내가 널 모셔 뭐든 받아줄게 네가 뭘 해도 그 누가 뭐래도 못 말려 Baby I don't know 자꾸 왜 약올려 정 맘에 안 들면 눈길도 안 주면 되는데 앞에 나타났다 금세 사라져버려 oh oh 날 두고 대체 어디로 oh oh 기분은 down대 아래로 low low 적당히 해 그만 좀 갖고 놀아 날 줬다 놨다 해 up and down Baby I'm so sorry 날 미치게 예쁜 네 입술이 날 미치게 너의 뒷모습이 날 미치게 oh, 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 oh. 너의 그 눈빛이 날 웃음이 날 태동여같이 날 oh, oh, oh. 눈빛이 날 태동여같이 날 oh, oh, oh. 넌 날 미치게 아무리 계속 너를 안아보아도 yeah. 너는 절대로 함부로 내게 love 사랑한단 말은 입 밖에 안 꺼내 그 누가 뭐래도 못 말려 Baby I don't know 자꾸 왜 약올려 정 맘에 안 들면 눈길도 안 주면 되는데 앞에 나타났다 금세 사라져버려 oh oh 날 두고 대체 어디로 oh oh 기분은 down대 아래로 low
Love this pre-chorus.
적당히 해 그만 좀 갖고 놀아 날 줬다 놨다 해 up and down Baby I'm so sorry 날 미치게 예쁜 네 입술이 날 미치게 너의 뒷모습이 날 미치게 oh, 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 oh. 너의 그 눈빛이 날 웃음이 날 태동여같이 날 oh, oh, oh. 눈빛이 살짝 웃어줄 때 아무 말 없이 뒤로 다가올 때 나도 모르게 온몸이 굳어 딱딱해져 긴장감은 계속 all of my action
Please believe me 내게 내민 손에 놓지 않아 need you girl 너의 그 눈빛이 날 미치게 가끔씩 애타게 날 미치게 때론 여우같이 날 미치게 넌 날 미치게
Ooh, okay. I like this one. All right, this is UP10TION's Going Crazy. If you're hanging out for the UP10TION deep dive, thank you so much. This one was I really enjoyed this one a lot. I will say the song title is a little misleading, you know, and that's not a bad thing. I was kind of again, it's maybe just expectation over, the song title name, but I was kind of expecting it to be like more like clubby, a little bit like, maybe even like a little bit more trap heavy, which I thought was, I thought with the name like Going Crazy, I thought it was going to be a little, a song that you would go crazy to. But I did really enjoy this a lot. I think this one, I thought this was very well put together. I think it has a really good like flow to the song, and I was kind of not expecting that. Like the start at the beginning with that really interesting, like cool synth sound. And then the way they staggered the vocals out as well, I think was really incredible in this song. Most particularly in that like pre-chorus section. I think they did a fantastic job on that. I actually enjoy it more than the chorus itself, which I thought the chorus was really good too. But just the pre-chorus, I think, had like more of a standout appeal to me. I loved a lot of the different like melody choices in the pre-chorus as well as the chorus. I think they have like a really good natural hook to them, so I really like that. I thought the rap section in the bridge was a choice, but I think a good one. Definitely broke the song up in a really good way, and then it kind of offered a interesting gateway into doing like more singing towards the end. So I thought that was very interesting. I don't know if I've ever particularly heard that in a while, so it was cool to hear. And I think again, it's such a different piece to the song that I really like. As well as that, I like I said, I enjoyed the overall vibe of it. I had expectations in my head about the song, and I feel like I feel like they were met in a different way. I think this one has like, again, really good structure, really good sound, and I think it plays off a lot of good fundamentals of great songwriting, as opposed to having like a really good like either anthemic or like larger than life sort of song to it. But really enjoyed it. Thought the synth choice was great too. Didn't seem like too overbearing, but like really fit with their vocals and their tone. So yeah, I enjoyed this one a lot. This was definitely great. Amongst my like, I probably put this up like higher tier, like higher mid tier for me, in terms of songs. It could very well be just shy of that favorites, but definitely enjoyed this a lot more than I would give it credit for off the name, So Gunky says we might be going crazy after this. Fair enough. Gunky says this was really good, and Sarah says not as crazy as I usually like them, but I feel that. I that's kind of my thought process when looking at the title of the song, but I think it was good. Like I said, enjoyed it a lot. So I'm actually curious what people's, especially I know Sarah's been putting all this Boys Planet stuff together, so I'm curious what their favorite title tracks are on the stream. So I'm sure I'll find out towards the end, but we're gonna keep it moving. The next one is Candyland, so not to be confused with the board game, but let's check them out.
Come on, baby. What you say we take off and hit up Candyland? Take care of that sweet tooth. Come on.
까불 수 없어 나의 손짓에 푹 빠져들고 있어 너의 눈빛에 눈과 귀를 닫아 입술 위에 내가 닿을 때 초콜릿 껍질 달콤 쌉싸름한 식감을 선물해줄게
나를 믿고 너도 내게 끌린다면 follow
네가 나를 움직여 아무 예고 없이 내가 너를 흔들어 바로 거침없이 시선이 부딪혀 눈을 뗄 수 없이 이제부터 내게 lose
We don't stop 내게 다가와 달콤한 중독 파파파 파파파 들어봐
너를 초대할게 Candyland
We don't stop 나를 믿어봐 달콤한 맛의 핫핫핫 파파파 들어가
너를 위한 나의 Candyland 녹아내린 초콜릿 풍류 넌그 안을 헤엄쳐 아무 걱정하지만 네가 원하면 다 해줄게 찬란한 밤 너의 귀에 속삭여줄게 저 불이 타오르는 시간 동안 네 맘은 모두 내 거야
What you gonna say 내가 원하는 건 너와 나면 충분해 밀고 또 당기는 건 시간 낭비 따분해 순진한 척 아닌 척 그런 건 딱 싫어해 미친 듯이 심장이 요동치는데
네가 나를 움직여 아무 예고 없이 내가 너를 흔들어 바로 거침없이 시선이 부딪혀 눈을 뗄 수 없이 이제부터 내게 lose
We don't stop 내게 다가와 달콤한 중독 파파파 파파파 들어봐
너를 초대할게 Candyland
We don't stop 나를 믿어봐 달콤한 맛의 핫핫핫 파파파 들어가
너를 위한 나의 Candyland
라라라라라라 난 너만의 Candyland 라라라라라라 초대할게 Candyland 조금 더 faster 위험해서 danger 추락전의 벼랑 끝의 롤러코스터 아슬아슬 위태로운 네 기분은 chilling 쉽지 않은 네 마음은 나에게만 허락해 We don't stop 내게 다가와 달콤한 중독 파파파 파파 지금 이 순간
빠져들고 말고 Candyland
We don't stop 나를 믿어봐 달콤한 맛의 핫핫핫 파파 너를 맡겨봐
너를 데려갈게 Candyland
라라라라라라 달콤한 꿈 Candyland 라라라라라라 내 입술은 Candyland 라라라라라라 너를 위한 Candyland 라라라라라라 Welcome to my Candyland
All right. Very cool. This is UP10TION's Candyland. If you're joining us for the deep dive, thank you very much. Gungi says that would be funny if they played Candyland in the MV. That would be funny. They did not do that, which is unfortunate. I'm not gonna subtract points, but I feel like it would have. I feel like you would have gotten more points if it was a little ironic. But I thought this was fun. I liked the beat of this. I think that like really cool like clap like hand clap, like stomping, like bass drum kick always works. I don't know why. I feel like it is just like a tried and true thing. Like in any genre, I feel like it just hits super well. I definitely love the pre-chorus as well as the chorus in this song. I would say more so the chorus in this song this time around. It's got really again a real anthemic like punchy vibe to it that I really appreciate, and I think I was a little curious on how they were gonna kind of like rhyme rhyme Candyland in that capacity or make it seem more like musical. So I think they did a very good job. And it has a sort of good like hook to it, so I appreciate that a ton. As well as that, like vocally, this was also really nice. There was definitely some members that I noticed a little bit more so in this song that I was a little surprised about. Let me see if I can find the section of where I noticed it most. I noticed that these two vocalists back to back. I don't know who this is / the one that followed. It looks like I'll slow down on the two vocalists here, but they definitely have more of a higher like vocal tone, which I didn't really pick up on, I don't think, in previous songs, but in whatever reason, maybe just because there's not a lot of like mid-range tone going on in this song, particularly because you got those like really high like horn section, and then you obviously have like the drumming, clapping, all that, foot stomping sort of sounds that's like maybe on that lower bass register. I thought that was very interesting. Jazz says Sunyul and Jinho. Okay, very nice. They definitely have more of a like higher register, and like I said, I don't feel like it was noticed as well by me in previous songs, where I feel like in this sort of circumstance it was. So definitely a unique thing, and something I'll probably be focusing a little bit more on as well in the future. But overall, I thought this was very nice as well. Like I said, I probably put this at like mid to high range tier as well. I enjoyed this one a ton. There's definitely some things that I feel like they like. I feel like to me they're the type of group that like does scratch the itch, but there's definitely something about it where I'm hoping for like just a little bit more, just like push me over the edge a little bit. I feel like maybe there might be some things where I'm just like, I feel like I'm on that basis point. Maybe there are some songs in their, future discography that I will just be like, okay, it clicks. There's been 2 songs already in their material that we've gone through thus far, but there's definitely something about their music that I'm like, I'm so in the weeds a little bit. So very interesting, very interesting. Connie said yes, and then Jinho is a former member. Okay, wow, I've pointed out 2 former members. Interesting. Jazz says Sunyul actually once went on King of Masked Singers dressed as a girl, and everyone genuinely believed he was one until he took off the mask. To be fair to him, I feel like that would make sense given, like, again, his register. I thought maybe I was hearing things, but I was not. So I feel like if I was a part of the Masked Singer live audience, I think I would probably say the same things though. So and then Kaylee says that performance is crazy though. I'll have to check it out. We'll have to check it out. And Connie says his voice is so sweet. I do really like his voice. Like I said, I am very curious, but like I said, he does definitely have super high register, which is tough. So we're gonna keep it moving. Wow, we're zooming on by here. The next one we've got is So Beautiful. So check it out.
어디든지 so beautiful 그림 같은 너와 태양 아래 so beautiful 원하게 비투야 이 순간 어지러운 생각들은 내려놔 마법처럼 내게 열릴 달콤한 누구도 우릴 모르는 곳으로 Let's move on 뜨거워진 도로에 위로 너를 위한 노래를 듣고 내게 라지듯 Here we go 어디든지 tell me baby go now 아무도 없는 곳에 널 초대해 In my bag 그 아무도 모르게 Let's dance 음악에 맡겨도 어떻게 춤추던 너만 빛날 테니 너만 빛나겠지 태양빛 아래서도 시세 많은 눈빛들이 뜨거워도 핫하게 분위기를 만들어줘 내 줄래 우리만의 모로 이건 party 끝나지 않을 party 해가 뜰 때까지 ooh baby 눈부신 그 미소가 날 설레게 하는 걸 너무 아름다워 넌 you're damn beautiful 꿈인 것만 같은 완벽함이 사라질까 겁이 나잖아 yeah. 파도에 렁인 romance 고개 속에 빠져드네 헤어나올 수가 없어 너의 눈빛에 드디어 찾아냈어 콩커버 나의 책파스는 너였다고 높은 곳에 데려다줘 Be my love Baby you're lucky 기분 좋은 느낌 I like it 너에 대한 맘의 대답은 오키도키 난 너만의 여분 대기죠 ring ring 진동과 함께 네 한마디에 vibrate 끝나지 않을 party 해가 뜰 때까지 ooh baby 눈부신 그 미소가 날 설레게 하는 걸 너무 아름다워 넌 you're damn beautiful
Ooh.
나로 채울게
Oh my god I'm coming to you right now 내게 목말라가네 burning out of my life 넌 내 바람 더 강하게 나에게 불어와 그럼 내가 더욱더 타오를 테니까
우리 둘의 사이 굳이 말할 필요 없이 스무고개 넘어가듯 순조롭게 흘러 비밀리에 속삭이는 귓속말에 서로 내려놔 바라봐도 중간 따윈 없어 baby
Oh, wow, that is some fucking high register. Holy shit.
너무 아름다워 넌 유일한 beautiful Oh baby so beautiful Oh baby so beautiful Baby you know Oh baby so beautiful 너무 아름다워 넌 유일한 beautiful
All right, cool. Oh, wait, did I put... Okay, cool. I pressed it at the right time. All right, that was So Beautiful by UP10TION. Very nice, very nice. I will agree with Sarah. Best rap verse so far for sure. I loved it. That was fire. I appreciate that. Song was great. I really kind of enjoyed the more upbeat, like major key, like fun instrumentation. I feel like they do those really like. I feel like they do the songs super well. As you could tell by my previous two favorites that I've heard tonight. I feel like I would probably throw that one amongst my favorites as well. It just had like a good beat, was really steady, but like I think it brought a lot of good like energy to the track, and I think the boys in UP10TION did a fantastic job of like really maximizing the song to the best possible way that they could. Like some really good main vocals, but then as well as that, I think there were some really good like ensemble vocals as well too. That last chorus I think was what really sold me though, just like that really insane like high ad-libbing like runs at the end. And again, as I mentioned before, and as Sarah mentioned, the like how fantastic that like rap verse was. I feel like to me it just kind of, I already enjoyed a lot of what was going on with the song before that point, but I feel like that just kind of solidified my enjoyment of the song that much more. So I really love the rap verse, and I think again that final chorus with like the crazy high ad libs and stuff I think was incredible. So I think that's to me kind of put that nail in the coffin of enjoyment. I feel like that definitely cemented my love for that song. So good vibes, really fun. Obviously it was a cool like peer into their looking glass a little bit in terms of them being out and about. So I thought that was cool too. But yeah, overall I thought that song was awesome. So I definitely have been enjoying like the more like upbeat, up tempo sort of stuff. So it's been interesting to see like what my taste lies with UP10TION. But very good stuff, very good stuff. All right. Well, we're keeping it moving here. This is another UP10TION song, and this one is Blue Rose. So, check it out.
터질 듯 차오른 desire 순간 뜨거워져 fire 가시성 널 향한 시선
Living my own stop to big 넉지된 것이 널 거역해줘
불가능한 한답 푸른 장미의 꽃 말투에 박혀 얽혀 섞인 장미 하나마저 갖질 못해 Please don't shout on me 널 계속 원해 어디든지 깊은 중독에 빠져 속해 나만의 너 오늘도 헤어날 수 없게
향기에 취해 손을 뻗게 돼 그 순간 빠르게 퍼지는 포이즌 깊숙이 박힌 가시도 나를 심장은 터질 듯 뛰고 이 미친 사랑은 blue rose 날 다치게 해도 빠져버려 마셔버려 네 빛으로 나를 다 꺾여 너의 품에 받쳐 너에게로 돌아가 falling for you 너에게로 falling for you 미친 사랑은 deep rose 무릎을 꿇고 내 입술을 맞춰
깊이 빠진 립 아래 빛이 나는 꽃뿌리 깊지 않아도 Just deep blue rose I'm a shouting in the cloud where they crying my delight 온몸에 푸른 꽃이 피어나도 너라면 괜찮아
네가 날 보냈어
I like the tasteful usage of autotune. I like that.
도망쳐봐도 다시 내게로 세상이 너로 다 뒤덮인 가들 깊숙이 박힌 가시도 나를 심장은 터질 듯 뛰고 이 미친 사랑은 Deep Blue Rose 날 다치게 해도 빠져버려 망쳐버려 네 빛으로 나를 다 꺾여 너의 품에 받쳐 이제 알 것만 같아 네 맘을 열어낼 듯 두렵지 않은 걸 지금 나 내게로 뛰어들어가 시들지 않는 Deep Blue Rose 그 영원을 내게 허락해줘 더 깊게 박혀 Deep Blue Rose 이 고통짐은 다 견딜 수 있어 날 위해서 나는 나 falling for you 너에게로 falling for you 아픔 속에 핀 Deep Blue Rose 네 향기만이 날 숨쉬게 해
All right, this was UP10TION's Blue Rose. If you're hanging out, thank you for hanging. This is what I was thinking. Like this was the type of song that earlier I know I mentioned about having like dynamics, and I feel like they definitely took a lot of that into perspective with the song. I really enjoyed this one a lot. I think this is up there with the favorites in terms of the more like lively sorts of songs that they've done. But I really liked that like beat choice that they used in this song. I think they did a great job. It's got like a really good like 808 punch to it that I was not really expecting, but I thought it worked out really well. I think the synth choice kind of for I would say for the best actually kind of takes a little bit of a backseat. Obviously, there are some like really cool like razory synth points in this song, but I like that it almost again plays backseat driver a little bit in this song where the main focal point is the vocals and like obviously the rap sections as well. I think that the primary focus is more so on that than the instrumentation, but I still feel like the instrumentation is such an important backbone to the song that I don't know if it would have had the same heights if there was different instrumentation on it. So I definitely love it and appreciate it in this song a ton. The chorus in the song's got a great melody / hook. Really enjoyed that a lot. Definitely is kind of given like a little bit of like light R&B to it as well. So I definitely like their like melody choice in this song a ton. I really feel like they sold it all the way to, again, very similarly to the last song in that final chorus. I think that's where they kind of lay it all on the line a little bit more. So I definitely appreciate that a ton. And there was like a good staggerization of voices. Like you got obviously like the low like bass tones at the beginning with the rappers, and then as well as that they kind of migrate more toward like the mid section. And then obviously I know they have members that can sing in a really high register. So I think there was a good kind of mix of both where I was like, I like that there is, I like that there is a like a little bit more of a definition between all the members vocally in this song, and I think it plays to the strengths of the track a little bit more. So, but yeah, I definitely feel like the balance could have been thrown off, but just like I think it has that perfect amount of punch. It's got a good hook, and I think the melody choice was phenomenal as well too on this one. So very, very cool. Sarah says this is a cool one. And they also mentioned this. There was so much happening that any one of thing could have ruined this song, but everything came together perfectly. I agree, absolutely. I feel like there's definitely some moments where it can kind of seem a little bit overwhelming or a little over the top, but I think they do a great job of like keeping everything in check, but at the same point, still delivering a very dynamically heavy song. Pretty damn well. So Yeah, I definitely put this amongst the favorites for sure. I enjoyed this one a ton. So great job. Love to see it. So we're keeping it moving. The next one is Your Gravity. So let's give it a listen. Luvis, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Ooh. That really funky bass riff. Holy shit. Ooh.
I will never let you down. 망설이지 말고 널 끌어당겨 closer. 내 품에 안기면 돼. I can be your lover. 내 품에 떨어지면 돼. Your gravity, your gravity. 널 감정 내가 느낄 수 있게.
Ooh, I like that filter in. Cool. Wow. All right. This was UP10TION's Your Gravity. Wow, wow, wow. This is also so damn good. Holy shit. Uni says I think this is my fave so far. Ooh, okay. Okay. I think I might have to agree with you. This one was groovy, 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 groovy. I loved the the slap and popping bass on this. I think that was like I love that in general, but I feel like in this song, it definitely does a great job of making that song feel like just the tiniest bit more dynamic, but just like is so integral to like the overall vibes. But I feel like the like synth choice in this, I think like the way that they kind of like did some great like filterization with like the transitions and stuff like feels very clean, very meticulous, and I like that. But man, this one has so much great energy to it as well. Very like major key, very like upbeat. I love that. I think their vocals definitely shine a ton in this song. More than I think that's tough. I would say more than I would have imagined it or anticipated it to be. I feel like they definitely like squeezed out as much as they could talent wise into this song and absolutely brought it. Love the chorus of this song. I do feel like the way that the song kind of grows and builds and then gets you that final like gets you to not only I think the final chorus but just the choruses in general just have a lot more weight to them. So I really love that the choruses give that like kind of payoff to the song. So really appreciate that. I would also say as well the bridge was something that was a little bit unexpected, but I think it works out so well in the song, and like melody wise they got this shifted a little bit. There's a dance break section, so I feel like to me they really kind of did a bunch of different things, but they all worked out really well, and I think the final product really benefited from that. So I love that. But yeah, this is definitely one of those like high energy tracks that I will most definitely be putting on my playlist 100%. So I'll definitely I have to compile all my list of favorite title tracks I've listened to so far. I feel like I gotta make a Spotify playlist at this point with all my faves, but definitely enjoyed this one a ton. This was like easily top 3, 100%. So very, very cool. Sarah says these songs have just gotten better and better. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm curious, Sarah, in terms of obviously we're going through the Boys Planet groups in chronological order. I'm curious how many of these groups that you've listened to more in depth. I know obviously Zero Base One, you're, listening to the entirety of it, but I'm curious how much of UP10TION you've heard from their discography. Just, again, since I know you're a Boys Planet stan. So. But it looks like a lot of people enjoyed this one. So, Sarah says, let me count. I'll get back to you. Thank you. You don't have to. I was just making commentary here, but very cool. Very cool. All right. We're keeping it moving. The next one we have is Light. So let's give it a spin.
투명한 눈빛 속에 비춰진 날 봐 알 수 없는 너 날 움직여 어디로 가는 건지 나 모르겠지만 이끌리는 대로 움직이는 대로
Alright, I'm like I feel alive. 넌 마냥 걸음인 거리 하나마저 찬란히 빛날 like a star. 아름다운 너와의 하루 나름 걸어 나도 모르게 너 향해 빠르는 걸음
정해진 건 없어 나 지금 오직 날 향한 끌림이야 그래 바로 지금이야 점점 더 선명하게 좀 더 확연하게 보여줄게
Oh, wow. Holy shit. Thank you, Sarah. Ooh.
지금 나를 깨워봐 온몸에 스며들어 널 새롭게 바꿔 공간 속에서 모든 게 다 휘몰아치는 지금 이대로 널 믿어도 돼 All day
I can be alright. 어두운 공간 속에 비친 너와 나 그저 널 향해 갈린 길 앞에 혹시 여긴 나도 I'm starting a romance
지금 네가 움직이는 찰나에 모두 느껴지는 순간 그래 바로 지금이야 점점 더 선명하게 좀 더 확연하게 보여줄게 있는 그대로의 내 모습 꿈틀거려 봄이 지금 이 순간이 시작인 걸 좀 더 서둘러 Hurry up 닫힌 날 열어줘 천천히 나를 모두 느낄 수 있게 같이 내 맘을 꺼내줘 너를 감싸줄 난 빛이 될 수 있게 한길을 뛰어넘어서 멈춰진 시작 속에 두려웠던 지난 날 다시 몸을 움직여봐 있잖아 잘하고 있어 괜찮아 달려가겠어 찬란한 빛을 향해 다시 날 열어줘
Cool.
천천히 나를 모두 느낄 수 있게 같이 내 맘을 꺼내줘
Nice. All right. This is Up Tensions Light. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so Sarah did answer me. 37 groups or soloists, 38 if we count boys play itself. That holy shit, that is a lot of comebacks people follow. So wow, that's wild. Um I enjoyed this one a lot. I wow, this one was very interesting. And it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, set. Okay, so this is when they lost the other three members. Okay, um, I thought this was very good. I think like again, I am still a little bit on the high of Your Gravity, which is fine. I think this one keeps in a similar sort of, I don't want to say a similar sort of fashion because definitely is vibes wise a little bit different, but um I feel like they could be like cousins, you know what I mean? Like sonically it's got like a little bit more of a funkier, like fun riff to it. I love the vocals in this song. I think for whatever reason, maybe comparatively to the last song, like the vocals just seem to pop a little bit more in this track. And I don't know if maybe they went to like a different producer or like the, again, maybe having less members. I think maybe it might have helped out in terms of just like the overall like structure of the songs a little bit more. It's hard to say, but I definitely enjoyed the vibes of this one. I think the instrumentation was really fun too. I love that like little bit of like staggered build up with like the way that they had those electronic drums and the synths, making it feel like a little bit anthemic in certain parts. I thought that was really fun. Would definitely love to hear a little bit more of that as we go on. I think the chorus is extremely catchy in this song as well too. But yeah, I probably put this amongst top top middle. I definitely would say like I would maybe put this in the honorable mentions if there's like other songs that may have preceded this one that I liked more. I feel, but like it's up there. It's like pretty damn close to being amongst the favorites that we've listened to tonight as well. I just thought the instrumentation was great, and I think a lot of the vocal structure in this was awesome. So really enjoyed this one a ton too. So Uni says this gives me a really strong Eyes One Fiesta vibe, which I love. Ooh, okay, I can hear that. I can hear that for sure. Connie says that Hwanhee slaying with the vocals, and Sarah says he's killing it. Absolutely. I feel bad that I haven't been giving him as much credit in these, but we'll definitely be trying to keep my eyes peeled and ears out for more of his tones. But overall, I felt like they all sounded great. And like I said, for losing three members, I think that they still have such a good set of vocalists in this group. So really cool, really cool. We're keeping it moving here though. The next one we have is Spin-Off. So let's check it out.
어둠 속에 덮어버린 내 모든 순간 속 전하지 못한 내 맘의 story 숨겨왔던 다른 세상에 다 던져진 아무도 모르는 내 모든 흔적 시간을 뛰어넘어 비밀 스런 눈빛에 난
cool pre-chorus.
자연스레 스며들게 잊어버려 예전의 내 모습 다 새로 펼쳐질 순간 다
Ooh.
지금부터야 spin-off 온몸에 퍼져
Woo.
본능한 너를 더 내게 파고들어 꼼짝 못하게 감각에 젖어있는 순간 끝내 숨겨뒀던 또 다른 세상이 지금 시작되는 spin-off Never ever 절대로 keep it up 끝없이 뻗어 나가도 던져 지금 시작되는 spin-off Never ever 상상에 take it up 숨겨뒀던 또 다른 세상이 지금 시작되는 spin-off
Hey.
할 필요 없이 I feel so alive 너도 이 느낌 알잖아 몇 가운 이 순간이 언제나 마지막인데 끝없이 한 걸음 내딛는다 I'm ready for spin up
That was cool. I like that.
천이 물들여 나를 지켜 흔적을 따라 넘어 약속의 공간에 끌림 길들여줘야 돼 움직임 온 세상이 나를 변해가 시간을 뛰어넘어 비밀스러운 눈빛에 난 천천히 멈춰 자연스레 스며들게 잊어버려 예전의 내 모습 다 새로 펼쳐질 순간 다 준비가 됐어 go away 지금부터야 spin-off 온몸에 퍼져 들어가 본능한 너를 더 내게 파고들어 꼼짝 못하게 감각에 젖어있는 순간 끝내 숨겨뒀던 또 다른 세상이 지금 시작된 내 spin-off 온 감각이 짙어질 때 내게로 다가와줘 넌꼭 나를 따라와줘 또 다른 내 상상을 뒤엎어 감추던 본능 흔들어 모두 깨어 나의 순간 지금부터야 spin-off 온몸에 퍼져 들어가 본능한
Oh.
꼼짝 못하게 감각에 젖어있는 순간 끝내 숨겨뒀던 또 다른 세상이 지금 시작된 내 spin-off Never ever 절대로 keep it up 끝없이 뻗어 나가도 번져 지금 시작된 내 spin-off Never ever 상상에 take it up 숨겨뒀던 또 다른 세상이 지금 시작된 내 spin-off
Alright 내 맘 already 예전에 이미 다 준비됐으니
숨막힌 내 열정이 한결을 뒤집어 나의 story
Wow. All right. This was UP10TION spin-off. If you've been hanging, thanks for hanging. If you're new here, thanks for hanging as well. Damn. This is a fucking phenomenal song. Oh, that's tough. This was tough. This was tough. I like this. I love like a good, y'all know I love a good funky kind of like song, and I think this one just takes that to extremely high heights, you know? Like I think the synth choice in this was incredible. That like really fun bass riff, like whoever is doing the bass was cooking with this one. But just like the overall like kind of again the vibes of this I think was definitely been like phenomenal in terms of this. And I think when you lose members, at least even like in alternative music as well, it's like it's such a hard thing to lose members. And I feel like this one is, you know, obviously I love them with 10 members, but I feel like they are equally holding their own, if not pulling more weight with you know, with having 7 members. Like it still sounds incredible. I think they are still like absolutely pushing themselves vocally in like the best ways possible. And I, you know, it almost feels like if anything they didn't even skip a beat. It's like, you know, they've kind of just elevated more. So I love seeing that. That's incredible. The vocals in this, especially in the chorus, I would say have such a good hook and just such a good like vocal strength to them that I really like. There's like a good like ensembleness to their choruses that I really appreciate, and I'm glad that they haven't really kind of taken that out. I feel like if anything they've pushed more so into it, so I really appreciate that in the song. The rap sections were really fun. I think they were really lively. I think they have a good punch to them as well, which and obviously switches the beat up of the song even more so. So I love that combination of this, and I think they did a great job of still having those elements to still not making them feel forced. They feel very welcomed in the song and definitely appreciated. As I mentioned, instrumentation was phenomenal in the song. The vocals were incredible. I think more so towards maybe like second verse of the song, that's when those vocals, in my opinion, really started to kind of go off a little bit more. And we got that bridge section and we got the final chorus. I think they absolutely slammed it out of the park with that one. But all of these songs recently, again with the 7 members, have been incredible. So I'm definitely been vibing a ton. So great shit. We'd love to see it. So very nice. Kaylee says, my favorite so far, I think. Ooh, very nice. Sarah says, kind of reminded me of NCT Superhuman. Okay, I can hear that for sure. Definitely a favorite NCT song too, so not really surprised by that. And Uni says, they're really hitting their stride here for me. These last 3 have all been great. Ooh, okay. Very nice. Very nice. We might have a new UP10TION fan in the house. Let's go. So cool shit. These have been phenomenal. Like I said, it's gonna be hard. At first, I thought it was gonna be. I want to say a little bit. Don't want to say it would have been easier, but it's definitely these latter couple songs have been really fucking hard to pick some of the good ones. So we're keeping it moving though. The next one is Crazy About You. So let's check it out. A little bit of a slow song. Okay.
찬바람이 불던 날 내게서 멀어졌던 그날 yeah. 모두 부질없다고 믿었었던 내가 바보 같았어 참 yeah. 순간의 조각들 다 모두 사라져버릴까 oh, oh. 찰나의 미련이 다 자꾸 나를 들고 있어 그때의 너와 내가
그래 난 너에게 미쳤었다 또 불려진 미련들 다 잊어버리기엔 많은 고민들과 모든 순간이 내게 소중했다 그 추억으로 남자말 따윈 위로 딸린 장난질 네 옆에 머물다 지나갈게 절이 되지
다시
않게
한번 널 알아보고 싶어 이대로 널 불러보고 싶어 지금 이 노래가 나를 데려가 네가 있는 곳으로 다시 되돌려줘 그대로 돌아간 널 잡을 수 있게 나를 꼭 찾아줘 다시 놓치지 않게 네가 머문 자리에 날 시간을 다 돌려서 지금 날 너에게로 데려가자 세상이 다 멈춰봐 아낌없이 내 모든 건 너에게 미쳤었다 새끼손가락 걸었던 날 그때를 기억해
온 세상을 다 가진 듯한의 미소 지었던 네 입술
온통 너로 가득했던 날
이곳 산지 오래됐어 참 바보 같은 나였어
기억의 흔적들 다 모두 지워져 버릴까 자꾸 후회가 남아 나를 재촉하고 있어 지난 시간을 잡아
시간이 약이란 말은 거짓말 짓지만 솔직히 말하지 못한 예술에 박혀있는 맘을 지새운다 저 끝까지 나와 같이 가자고 못한 채 그저 멀리서만 바라보는 것뿐인데 어떡해
다시 한번 널 알아보고 싶어 이대로 널 불러보고 싶어 지금 이 노래가 나를 데려가 네가 있는 곳으로 다시 되돌려줘 그대로 돌아간 널 잡을 수 있게 나를 꼭 찾아줘 다시 놓치지 않게 네가 머문 자리에 날 시간을 다 돌려서 지금 날 너에게로 데려가자 세상이 다 멈춰봐 아낌없이 내 모든 건 전부 너였다 그땐 어렸던 거야 너무 어리석었던 나인 거야 여전히 나는 너야 네 맘을 왜 난 몰랐을까
이제는 다른 내가 되어볼게 한심했던 예전의 모습은 이젠 버릴게 너가 좋단 뭐든 바꿀게
기억의 순간을 널 다시 꺼내 다시 예전 그대로 다시 되돌려줘 그대로 돌아간 널 잡을 수 있게 나를 꼭 찾아줘 나를 꼭 찾아줘 다시 놓치지 않게 네가 머문 자리에 날 시간을 다 돌려서 지금 날 너에게로 데려가자 세상이 다 멈춰봐 아낌없이 내 모든 건 너에게 미쳤었다 내 모든 건 너로부터 시작해 널 향해 내 모든 걸다내 전부 너였다 내 모든 건 너로부터 시작해 널 향해 내 모든 걸다 너에게 미쳤었다
Wow. All right. This is great. All right. This is UP10TION's Crazy About You. If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. Are they, have they hit their stride? I feel like this one and this was another one I was like, damn, like I was kind of expecting a little bit more of a slower song, to be quite fair. I like whenever you start off with just like vocals and a clean guitar sound, I was like, "Ooh, we're getting a ballad." But I think this is kind of like a little bit more elevated. You know what I mean? I think it does bring about a lot of the things that UP10TION has already kind of implemented in their sound already. But at the same point, I feel like it does carry a lot of like the similar sorts of, I don't want to say tropes of ballads, but definitely kind of has more of a melodic stance that most ballads kind of take, which I think is a good, healthy middle ground. Like, you know what I mean? I think if you are an UP10TION fan, I do feel like you're probably going to feel well at home with this one. But also at the same point, if you're new and you're like myself and you hadn't heard the song before, I think it does have a good way of easing you in that still has like a lot of good, like, little bit more tender ballad moments to it, but still really knows how to show off obviously their vocal skills. So I really love this song. This was another, like I said, another one that I was a little shocked about that I enjoyed as much as I did. And that's not to say I don't like ballads. I obviously love ballads, but I feel like this one definitely musically and melodically had some really, 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 really good hooks in this. I would say the chorus more specifically was really fantastic in this song. There was definitely some moments, and I feel like Jazz pointed it out, and I was gonna also point it out as well. But I loved like the Hwanhee and Sonyeol. They have like back to back. I feel like they're really really good, but I felt like they sounded so well together, and like just the composition of them together is really really good. Just because again the separation of their registers. So really appreciate that a ton. But overall, I think it was just got, like I said, amazing hooks. The vocals were really incredible. Like even the raps didn't like sections felt like very fitting to the song. I feel like sometimes like in some songs, I feel like the rapping can be a little bit over the top in like a more ballady style track, but I think this one like fit the mood and fit the energy really well, so it didn't feel like it was overbearing, but still kind of got the point across. So, I love this. This was another one that I will definitely be listening to again as well. So great time. So. Gungi says, "Dare I say another playlist song for me?" Holy shit! Wow, we're crushing it tonight. Kudos to Sarah. Let's see. Gungi says this song is way better than I expected it when it started. Uni upvoted that one, and then Gungi says, "Oh wait, what was the name of the song again? I need to add it." It is "Crazy About You" is by UP10TION. So very nice, very nice. Let's keep it moving. We're on to the final one of their Korean releases, if I'm not mistaken. And then we've got 3 Japanese songs from them. But this last one in their Korean is What If Love. So let's check it out.
다가가는 차에 나 꺼져버린 light 너는 어디든 숨어버려 hide 연마집 마주친 너의 적을 따라 chase
시작은 가볍게 은밀하게 watch
가슴 터질 듯한 이 순간 오직
The
너나
panning on this is wild.
고작한 발을 떼면 온통 위험한 신호 running out
갑갑해져 오는 숨을 참아 난 조심스레 슬링 랩 그림자를 삼켜가는 밤이 깊어져
짙어져가는 어둠 속으로 점점 잠겨가 날 놓쳐 I can't get you What if I love What if I love What if I love 모든 순간 널 적고 있는 걸 너안 봐줘 What if I love What if I love What if I love
위태로운 끌림 Run me 원하는 널 Somebody to love
Put you on the spot Put you on the spot Put you on the spot Put you on the spotlight Put you on the spot Put you on the spot 운명 같은 love got you on the spot
숨을 참고 keep that scene against the guard 밤을 지나 shit never right 숨기기엔 늦어버려 oh tell 'em 조심스레 시작되는 I'll fill 'em
악몽 같은 날은 익숙해 달라질 것도 없는 mapping 이미 시작이 잘못된 걸 돌릴 수 없어 더 이상
어떻게 해도 멈출 수가 없어 난 조심스레 슬링슬링 랩 막지 못한 본능이 날 끌어당겼대 아주 선명한 네 머리 위로 날 드리워 again 넌 또 잠겨가 날 놓쳐 I can't get you What if I love What if I love What if I love 모든 순간 널 적고 있는 거 너안 봐줘 What if I love What if I love What if I love 위태로운 끌림 Run me, run me, run me 원하는 널 Somebody to love 이를 밀어내면 내게 다가가는 거리 짙게 번져가며 다시 너를 삼킨 darkness
위로 쪼이는 달 I wanna down you 살짝 딥하게 섞이는 화음 다시 round two Bring me home now put you in the all night
I don't wanna stop this Put you in the spot Put you in the spot I can get you What if I love What if I love What if I love 믿을 거야 더 너를 쫓는 거 너안 봐줘 What if I love What if I love What if I love 느껴버린 맘이 Run me, run me, run me 원하는 널 Somebody to love Put you on the spot Put you on the spot Put you on the spot Put you on the spotlight Put you on the spot Put you on the spot 운명 같은 love got you on the spot
Hey, very nice. All right. This was UP10TION and their song What If Love. Very nice. Um this was fun. I will say the vibe of this one was so on point. I love that kind of, again, that like low bass tone. And I think that it suits their style well because I think their vocal like colorization of their different, you know, different members of their group, I think shine more in a song that I don't want to say is a little bit more low key, but I think that isn't as front facing. You know, I think they need to have a song that's a little bit more in the back, just to kind of have the vocals kind of punch a little bit more. One great example I feel like in this song specifically was I really loved Hwan Hee. I feel like he sounded incredible. He's got a great like mid-range like warmth to his tone, and I think he definitely stood out a ton. If I'm guessing correctly, I think Hwan Hee's the one in the middle here with the biker jacket, if I'm not mistaken. But he just has like such a fantastic tone, and I think that was definitely something, again, I was able to point out a little bit more. And I think especially in this song specifically, he definitely took a lot of the focus away, and not to say the other members weren't great in the song either, but definitely you could hear a lot more of that great warmth and mid-range tone that he brings to the song. So definitely loved it a lot. There was a lot of cool like harmonization mixed in as well too. Again, they have quite a diverse range of vocalists, so it was cool to see them kind of sprinkled in. But I would definitely say like I was a little apprehensive when I found out that there was only going to be 7 members left of obviously UP10TION, but I feel like once we got into the first song, my apprehension about what was going to happen next with them is definitely dissipated a ton. I think they've done a fantastic job, with the members that they have, and like obviously it's sad to see them, slightly, I guess, somewhat disband to some degree. I hope that they come back and they're able to release new stuff, but I think they're the latter half of their discography, losing 3 members, I think they have absolutely put like the most of valiant efforts in their music. So great shit. This was another really good one as well. I think it just makes it outside of my favorites, but it's still a really fantastic song. So I love that. Kaylee says this MV and styling reminds me of something SF9 would do. Very interesting, and Jazz also agrees. Sarah says they really hit their stride on the back half of these title tracks. It's too bad they aren't making music anymore. Yes, I profoundly agree with that. I think they had such a good momentum. I'm sad that they never really kind of continued on with that sort of momentum as well. So big sad, but please go check them out regardless. Great stuff. So we're going to keep it moving. We got 3 more left. They're from their Japanese discography. So this next one is ID, when they were back with 10 members, I believe. So let's check it out. Huh. Ooh. All right. This is UP10TION's ID from their Japanese material. Thank you for hanging if you're hanging so far. I thought this one was good. Definitely interesting to obviously go back and have them with 10 members again. I think the song itself is definitely very one note, and I think maybe that's probably why I wasn't vibing out as much with the song. And that's not to say that it's not a good song. I think it does have a good hook to it in the chorus, and I think the vocals were really solid. I just doesn't I just think for me personally, it just isn't scratching my itch particularly. It did feel a little bit longer than what I anticipated the song to be. Um, which I don't think is a positive or a negative to me. It felt like it was in a longer track than what it actually what it actually is, certainly. Um, but yeah, I just feel like this one just didn't grasp me as much as I feel like it as it did. Maybe it's just again because we've listened to a lot of their Korean material, and like the last couple songs I've just been like so on cloud nine about, and maybe this one is just not striking the match a little bit for me, but I thought it was solid. Like I said, sonically just maybe isn't just isn't for me particularly, but I didn't think it was a bad song by any stretch. So curious to see if like the other Japanese songs are kind of in the same ballpark. That I think that's what is interesting to me, is like the way that I think groups test different sounds depending upon like their material. Like I'll give an example. Like, I feel like a lot of the Japanese Twice stuff, I'm not really too big of a fan of. BDZ was like a solid album. I have it in my collection, but it's definitely not one of those ones that I'm like, oh yeah, like, you know, like it's crazy. But like, I love their Korean material, so maybe it's just like a personal preference. Who knows? I have no idea. Maybe there's gonna be a Japanese release that I'll love, but Gungi says I kind of zoned out on this one, this song, so I can say it's nothing exciting to me. Oof. And Sarah says, for context, this came out between White Knight and Runner. Okay, those were both songs that I wasn't like. I know Runner I wasn't particularly like keen on, but that would make sense. So very interesting, very interesting. All right, well, we're gonna get into the next Japanese song. This next one is Wild Love. So very interesting, very interesting. Kaylee says, I get that, though some of my favorite 17 songs are Japanese releases. Ooh, okay. And Uni says, I still love Japanese Twice. Ooh, okay. That's fair. I feel like maybe I listened to BDZ when I first got into K-pop, so maybe that's just my gripe. So I'll go back and listen to BDZ again because I feel like I got to give it the college try, you know. So I'll go back and listen to it. If you got some good Japanese releases, we'll have to do a Japanese stream because I feel like there's so much extra material that we don't cover here. So would love to do some really good banger Japanese releases. So anyway, let's get into Wild Love next. Let's check it out. Okay. All right. Oh. Ooh, nice.
君と I love
All right, very cool. This was UP10TION's Wild Love. If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. This was by a landslide much better. Um, this one had a lot more energy to it. This was kind of, I wouldn't say what I was expecting, but definitely definitely more of what I was hoping for in terms of, having more upbeat material. So I definitely appreciate this one. I said definitely like 3 times in a row. It is what it is. I thought the chorus in this song was extremely catchy. I can't tell if like the bottom end of the song, it sounds like a siren at some point. At first I was like, man, this is kind of like, I don't know if this is gonna fit in the song, but I weirdly enough think it works well. So I liked the inclusion of that. At first I was like unsure about it. By like the end of it, I was like, oh wow, it works well in the song, surprisingly. As well as that, the raps in this song were also really incredible. I think they absolutely did a fantastic job on that one. But definitely more energetic, definitely more what I was expecting, and I think they did a great job. They crushed you on this one. So good song. I thought this one's my favorite so far. I'm curious what the last one's gonna sound like in terms of their Japanese releases, but I feel like this one's gonna be a little bit more of that top end good song. So Kaylee says we should do a Japanese song stream. We'll have to plan it out. That'd be fun. Gunky says this is already a lot more exciting. Fair enough. Connie says this one is my style. Ooh, very good. It looked extremely cold, so I probably would say it's pretty damn cold over there, Sarah. And then they also said I really like this one. Okay, very nice, very nice. All right, we're getting to the last one. This one is Chaser, so check it out.
Yeah, following your trail, I want to make it right. I feel bad for making you sad. I made a mistake. I miss you.
この指すり抜け走り出せよ向け立ち尽くす一人 I couldn't say baby wait 君をもっと強く抱きしめてたら
変えられたのかなこの未来
It started raining 落ちたって
Look at the sky, no one not crying.
Oh 君が駆け巡ってる In my heart Whoa, whoa 後悔が背中をさ Chase you Baby I need your love Oh 過ぎたことは Baby
Give me your love. I know. もう一度だけ
水たまりを越え走り出す In the rain 二人の想い出強く握りしめ君の寂しさに気づいてたら
体寄せ合ってる雨の中
It started raining 落ちたって
Look at the sky, I'm just crying.
Whoa, whoa 後悔の雨に歌う Chase you Baby I need your love Oh 叫び続けるよ
Baby, give me your love. Right now, ずっと唱えて涙の訳も
don't wanna hear your excuses 耳を塞
Ooh.
ぐ 今 listen
気づけなかった君が送り続けたその SOS If I was you baby 張り裂けそうで今さら繋がったあの点と点
壊れそうなこの My love
Baby I need your love 웃어 죽이자고 또 봐 Baby Give me your love I know 옳지도 않게
Baby I need your love
I'm doing the game
세계 빛을 지키루요
Baby Give me your love
I made a mistake
right now 지금 날때
Interesting. All right. This was UP10TION's Chaser. If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. Appreciate the deep dive here. This one was also very interesting as well. I would probably say if I had to rank the Japanese material, I think Wild Love was a clear winner for me. I think Chaser would be second, and ID would be my least favorite. I think Chaser was like definitely a little bit better structure wise. I think the melody choice was a little bit more fun. But I feel like there was something missing with this one. It wasn't like again, maybe it's just because it wasn't as insane as Wild Love, but I do feel like there was something like missing about the song that I'm like I can't quite put my finger on it, but I was just like, man, it was good, but like there's something missing. There was definitely something missing in this song that I would have wished pushed it over to the top. But yeah, I thought it was solid. That's probably about as best commentary I could give on the song is like it was an enjoyable listen, but I was kind of expecting a little bit more. So Sarah says, yeah, it was good, but not great. Yeah, exactly. Unhee says, I agree. I was vibing, but not really paying attention to it. I feel like we are on the same page, Unhee, tonight. Yeah, like I said, nothing against UP10TION. You know, they do what they do, but yeah, I was just feeling the song. It wasn't like what I felt like with Wild Love, where I was like, damn, this one goes crazy. But all right, favorites for tonight. This is tough. Wow, this is gonna be really hard. I'm gonna say in no particular order. I'm gonna say Spin-Off, Your Gravity, this is tough. I'm gonna say So Beautiful, Attention. I think that might be it. And then maybe honorable mention Blue Rose. I feel like those would be the favorites. Crazy About You is also, I think, a good I think also was up there as well. So very nice, very nice. Sarah says Spin-Off, Blue Rose, Your Gravity. Ooh, those were good choices. Had you listened through all of UP10TION's like discography prior like title tracks, Sarah, or no? Gungi said Tonight and Crazy About You for me. Ooh, okay. Those were both good too. Tonight I feel like was a fire one. I was a little surprised about that one. Sarah says no, I heard some of their title tracks, but not that many. Okay, fair enough. I was just surprised because there was some you were like, oh shit, this one was sick. So Sarah says I put together a playlist of I put together the playlist but have not heard it. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I figured I was just curious on how many Boys Planet like groups you have actually listened to like a majority of their title tracks. So that makes sense. And I feel like there's just so many that it'd be difficult. So but very cool. Huge shout outs to Sarah for putting this together and again taking on the monumental task of helping me and guiding me through Boys Planet and the many particular groups that are part of it. So give some kudos to Sarah. I would also like to do some house cleaning at the end. All of the videos that I've posted recently or have done recently are all up on Patreon now. The only ones that I'm posting when I get offline is the catch up I think I have a catch up stream and the guessing one, and then I have 2 chaos streams that I'll just post. So those will be going up as soon as the broadcast is over for tonight. And then the UP10TION will also be uploaded. So that will all be up. And then if you're watching this on YouTube, those will all be posted weekly. I feel like my schedule, and just based off of my life now, I feel like a weekly one video upload is probably what I'm going to be doing from now on, unless somebody wants me to have it come out sooner. But that's the vibe. So if you've missed out on any, come through. Also, if you're watching this now and you missed out on some of these groups, please join the Discord. That is where I post, if not a majority of it. I am very lax in posting it to YouTube. So please, please go check that first. It would be greatly appreciated. So Sarah says next week, Wednesday, we are jumping into a little bit of Pentagon. Ooh, hell yeah. Let's go. I'm stoked. I love Pentagon. I'm very excited. Gunky says you blew up my phone with your Patreon video uploads. I know, I just did it just before streaming, so I was frantically making the thumbnails prior to jumping online, so I wanted to make sure they were out before I stream tonight. So very cool. I will not be streaming this weekend because it is 4th of July here in the States, or it will be in like 2 days. So if you celebrate 4th of July, or you're gonna be with friends and family, go enjoy your weekend, have fun. Don't hurt yourself out there with the fireworks and shit, because it is crazy. So be safe out there if you're enjoying the festivities over the weekend, and we'll be back. Yeah, don't blow yourself up. Sarah's correct. Don't blow yourself up. That would be preferable if you didn't. So we will be restarting on Monday. I have no idea what we want to do Monday. So I finished a little early tonight. So if y'all want to give your best pitch on who you feel like we should cover on Monday, that's awesome. I feel like we did know Santa's choice of Taeyeon, which I was stoked because Taeyeon was incredible. So if you have any suggestions on who you think we should cover, or you have any suggestions on who you would like me to check out next, I'm up for it. I feel like Monday would be fun. Gunky says, don't blow a finger off with fireworks. That's true. Unhi said, LOL. Fair enough. Gunky said, did we do CN Blue? We have not done CN Blue yet. I don't believe. We've done some B-sides, but I don't believe we've done any CN Blue title tracks yet. I don't know why we were waiting for CN Blue. That was maybe on the no cover list for a little bit, maybe potentially. That's the only thing I can think of. I know N Flying was for sure on that, but CN Blue would be cool. I'd be down. Kaylee says they have a huge discography. Fair enough. Probably, I would say, that would make sense, Kaylee. But I guess it would make sense. I was just surprised. There's so many. I feel like, just again, the overarching theme of the people we cover is there's not enough hours in the day for me to sit here and talk about K-pop groups, or K bands, K groups in general. So I feel like that's probably the issue more so with my time allotment. But Sarah says after school. Okay. I have not heard of after school as well. So Kaylee says, well, it was put off before because of that. Now we just kind of forgot. That seems to be a tendency for sure. Epic High, I've done a couple collab tracks with Epic High, but I don't think we've actually covered them either. So good, also a great suggestion as well. I'll take anything else from the rest of class. If anyone else in class would have a suggestion. I know Unhi is quietly sitting in the back trying to figure out a group that we are going to be covering. I know, Unhi, I know you have 100,000 points already, so I'm waiting. Jazz says, not a specific group, but haven't done OST streams mentioned way back. Ooh, okay. Okay. I mean, hey, I'd be down to do some OST streams. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Gungi says we've done so many groups. We have done a lot of groups. I again, a major salute to Kaylee for keeping an eye on this. Lord knows, again, y'all are great. So, if there's ever a group you've wanted to know if we've covered at that point, I think Kaylee pretty much has it up to date for the most part. So that's incredible. Cal says I don't have any input. I don't know a lot of groups. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. And Sarah says, Eunice is still doing all of the math to choose a group. Oh, fair enough. And Kaylee says, my OCD brain like spreadsheet that look pretty. That I appreciate it so much. Awesome shit. So, Uni says, who I've chosen has never been mentioned on the Discord before. Oh, okay. I'm about this. I'm about this. Gungi says, I'm done with OST. I have so many songs to catch up on, so I'm done with that. That's fair. Callis says, I think Brandon knows more at this point. Listen, I've been doing this for almost 2 years. Actually, probably about 2 years, maybe, give or take. So that's intense. That's intense. Kaylee says is a girls group. Jazz says, oh, interesting. Everyone's saying, oh. I feel like you gotta spill the beans, Yoonhee. You know? Gungi says we were gonna do Momo Land with Youthful, but he's ghosting his streams. Now I did notice that. Youthful, if you're watching still, please come back. Would love to see you in chat. I feel bad. My girlfriend's been petitioning for us to do Momo Land as well, because I know she loves Momo Land. So that's, yeah, we do miss him. We do miss him for sure, for sure. I'm upset. It gets me a little choked up. I wish he was still in streams, but I see him pop up in Discord and I'm like, damn, is he just not coming through anymore? Kaylee says Brandon is well versed in K-pop now. Oh, I don't give myself that much credit, but I'm taking it day by day. It is what it is. But yeah, if like I said, we can put it up for a poll. I'm down. So Uni says they're not super big, so I want to do a little research to have some info for you, but my life's been hectic, so I haven't got it together yet. Hey, that's fine. Like I said, I'm not trying to be rude. I just feel like it's just been such an enigma of a concept since you've been a little bit like dancing around it. You take your time, however much time you want to take. Like I said, I'm not trying to be aggressive, hopefully, but I am curious. So Kaylee says you know more than a lot of people now, so hey, that's true. I'm a multi-stan, so I appreciate it. Kunky says you've done pretty much all my favorite K-pop groups. Oh man, that's all right. You gotta have some OG picks though, for sure. I feel like there's some in the back catalog we haven't done, like that are like iconic groups. Unless I'm missing so unless I'm again, unless I'm just spitting lies here, which apparently I did earlier, so wouldn't be surprised. Kaylee says I like it. It's like a guessing game. That's true. Uni says I know it's all good though. I don't want to set an expectation too high by being mysterious either. Hey, listen, if it's something, I'll scream this from the mountaintop. If it's something you care about and it's something that you obviously want to have done well, then I respect the amount of time that anybody puts into it. It's the same thing with like Sarah doing Boys Planet, like Kaylee going through and doing like the posters in the Discord. Like I think that requires a full level of skill that is insane for me to see. So I feel like if anything, if anybody spends the amount of time, even like Gunky as well, the deep dives that we've done for them so far, like Biscuit, we're doing Monster X, like just anybody who's hit the 100K, like I respect the amount of time, either little or large amount of time. I think it is, I think to me it's important, and like obviously, I think for me it's like I love seeing people get psyched about artists that they appreciate and love and they want to show to other people, because that was my whole life for for quite a while, and still is to some degree. So I feel that. So Sarah says, Gunky said, let's do Lisa. Ooh, Lisa would be fun. I would be down. I know she just toured. I think she's still in the States, but that would have been great. Lisa would be cool. Like I said, the Japanese only stream I feel like would be fun, but be absolutely abysmal for YouTube. So maybe it would just be a Patreon only thing or whatever. We'll have to figure it out. Sarah says, after Boys Planet year, I'm gonna have significantly less groups to show you. That's only got basically a whole degree in research. That's fair. Hey, listen. And Gunky says, halfway through to a third deep dive. If I go that route, hey, that is insane. I still can't believe that shit. That shit's crazy as shit.